Hey guys, welcome back to another bottle modeling tutorial. I know I have been modeling this kind of bottles recently a lot, but these kind of shapes are perfect materials for this kind of modeling, hard surface modeling tutorials. So in this one, we are going to try to model this alien looking bottle. It looks quite simple, but it is not. I thought the same when I was trying to model this bottle, but as I proceeded further, it turns out that it was more challenging than it looked. So we are going to try to model this bottle in this tutorial. I hope you are going to enjoy and learn something new in this one. By the way, let me bring up that image plane so that you can take a screenshot. So if you want to model this with me, you can take a screenshot of this bottle. Okay, now let's start to model. Let's start with the image plane. I will click on my middle mouse, go to the front view, hit Shift and V. Select this one. I will increase up the transparency. Then I will try to align this image plane with the y-axis. Okay, now let's drop in the first object, which is going to be a cylinder. I will make this larger. Let's remove these height segments. Then I will also turn off caps because these are triangles. Now we can make this cylinder editable. Hit C, then I will go into points mode, right click, and I will grab line cut tool. I will turn off visible only so that I will be able to cut through the whole shape. So let's drop that cut in, then another one here. Okay, we got the cuts. Now we need to adjust these points, obviously. So I will select rectangle selection and start to move these points around. Actually, not around because we need to move them only up and down so that we are gonna keep that circular shape. If I move them on the X, I will break that perfect cylindrical shape. So that's why we should only move them vertically. Okay, something like that is looking fine. Now let's adjust these points. I will not try to get every detail I see in this image plane, step by step. What is up? Okay, we got the rough shape. Now after these edges, these ones, it's gonna get a little bit different or difficult or whatever you call it, because after these edges we need to change the flow of the edges going down. Otherwise we are gonna start to get triangles if I try to add these edges. So to fix that, I should delete these points. Then select these edges back, just double click on them. Then I will hold down Control and move them like that so that these edges will be a little angled. Not too much though, something like this is going to be enough. Then I will select that line cut again and cut through these polygons. Now I can delete these. Let's select this back, this section. The bottom part should be straight, so I will drop that cut in by holding Shift. Oops, one more time. Then delete these. Now I will grab polygon pen tool and try to fix the topology. By the way, we don't have to do everything twice, so I will just delete that side. Grab that tool again, then I will move that down. And let's clean these and remove that edge. Now we have all quads. Perfect. Now we need to work on these edges. I will double click on them. Then I will hit T, then offset the Z axis of these selected edges. So I will set this to 100% so that I will be able to, scale these edges from the center. Then I will do something like that. I don't have much idea about the depth of this bottle, so I can't tell it. So I will kinda eyeball it as much as I can. So this time let me set this to minus 100% so that I can scale them down like that. Okay, after that point, we can move these by hand. I will slightly move them, not too much. Okay, now let's select this back and I will hold down Control and move them on the X up to that point. Now I will hit T, scale them on the X, move this back, then I will hit T. Okay, now I will go into points mode and move these points. Okay, let's double click on them, hit T, and scale them on the Z. Let me turn this off. Deselect that edge, hold down Control, and move them on the Z. Then I will come over here, open up Coordinates Manager, set this to world, and zero out the Z position and size. So type in 0, then go into points mode and merge these points. Okay, let's drop this into a symmetry object. We should mirror this on the Z, so turn this off and enable Z, enable weld. I think we should select this back and scale them on the Z. I will select this. I just want to have a better curve. Same here. Okay, now let's go up. By the way, let me turn this off. I will select these top edges, then scale them in. Now it's time to get these details right in the middle of these polygons. So first I will drop in that loop cut, then select them all by double clicking, then I will bevel them. Then I will hold down Control and click on polygon mode. Then I will select normal move tool and scale these in. Well, we got these black edges because of the symmetry, so let's turn this off. I will align these center edges. Then hit T, move these up. After doing that, I will remove one of these loops. Then let's move these to the right. Then I will do the same, Alt and Shift, get this one in. Then in order to scale them properly, I will bevel them. That's why I am doing this, so that I will be able to select these polygons and use normal move tool. Then hit T, scale them on the Y, move these up. Just a little bit more. Okay, something like that. Then remove one of these edge loops. Same here. Because of that flow of the edges, now we are going to be able to get this perfect loop cut. Then you know what to do. Bevel and scale them in. You know what, this time let's try something different. I will hit T, then first I will scale them on the Z. Then select these only. Hit E, move tool, and move them like that. All right, now let's enable symmetry and put this one under a subdi. But before doing that, we need to align these points in the middle. So select these points with rectangle selection tool, come over here again and zero out position and size. Now let's put this one under a subdi. It looks like I forgot to remove Yeah, these ones, just remove them. Before proceeding further, I just noticed something. That section, these polygons should be curved out just a little bit. I mean, if you look at that shadow. So I will drop that in, and this time I will push them out. So ETT, scale them out. Or let's just grab these. Then after that point, we can move these up. Let's set this to world. Yeah, after that point, it's quite flat. I mean, as far as I can see. Now let's try to make these edges sharper. So I will enable sub D. Or let's first select these edge loops that are supposed to be sharper. Then weight tool, weight them up. Let's first enable sub D and weight these edges up. Click off, check the mesh. Let's bring that down. Well, this is looking quite well. No problem at all. Only that section could be a little bit softer. I mean, these polygons look too tight, so I can try to move them on the X. I want to move this back. I know it is not visible. You cannot tell it by looking at the image plane, but I suppose there is something like that over here. I mean, if you look at overall shape, something is supposed to be here, like that shape. Okay, I think we are looking fine over here. It is time to make this object editable. But before making that, let me make sure that everything is looking fine. I know some parts are not right now, but I will fix them. Or let's try to do that. So click off to deselect everything. Then grab brush tool and move these points around. Here we can reference this bottle on the right. So that part should be stick out just a little bit, not too much. Let's check the 3D view. I'm gonna hit NNB. Alright, before making this editable, I will make a duplicate and hide the first one. Then I will change the level of that subdivision because 2 is gonna be too much. I will set this to 1. And let's make it editable. Hit C. After that point, we no longer need that weight, so I will just delete it. Then I will hold down Alt and put this one under a new sub D. First, let's increase this angle up. Then I will start to add in supporting edges to make these edges sharper. This time, no weights. So I will add these loops, these supporting edges with the slide tool, hold down Control and slide these up. You can use the loop cut tool, but I want something uniform. You see these polygons or edges, these are too tight, but if you go over here, the polygon sizes will be quite different. So that's why I will be using slide tool. If you hold down Control and clone these up, we are going to be able to clone these at the same distance along these edges. Same here, hold down Control. By the way, you can do that with the loop cut tool. But I don't know, I just like to use slide tool. So select this again. Well, I cannot use the tool and I have no idea. So this time let's use loop cut tool. Again, I want something uniform, so I will Set this to edge distance and drop this one in. Another one over here, but you should be really careful. Then the last one. Let's enable sub D, and here we go. Perfect. Well, it looks like I forgot to add this one in. Let's add this one again. Perfect. This is looking like something from the Alien movie, but I don't know. I'm just trying to model what I see. Now, let me check the mesh one more time. The only part that I don't like is that section, but it's not gonna be a problem. So I think that's gonna be okay. Now let's close these caps, double click. Let's reset the move tool, Hit T, button control, scale these in, then I will use close polygonal tool. Let's enable grid. The grid option works great when you have exact amount of edges on each side. Now I will try to add another loop cut, but that loop cut will go all the way up. That's happening because of that pole. So I need to use slide tool, clone tool. So hold down control and clone these up. Hit Q. Nice, let's go up. This time it's going to be quite easy. Hit T, scale these in, and drop in that loop cuts. Now let's try to model the head. I will go ahead and split out these polygons. Then I will move them up, scale them in, then grab that outer loop, hold down control, move these up. Then I will add in two loops in the middle because we are gonna need more geometry to model that circular detail. So yeah, we have the same amount of polygons on each side. Now let's make an inset, then use fit circle tool. I will enable project surface so that this new shape will be projected back on the surface of this cylinder. Something like that. Then I will hold down control, move them out. Let's hit NNG. And I will add that diagonal cut. Something like that. Then delete these. Then I will hold down control, extrude them. And this is going to be my final cut. Then delete these edges. That part is looking a little bit bigger. So let me grab that normal move tool and shrink these in. Okay, now the top section, I will hold down control, scale these in to extrude them in, then use close polygon hole tool. This time, to rotate that new geometry around, I will use the patch mode. Okay, this is already looking fine, and now I will make a form break selection tool to select these flat polygons, then I will split them out, then I will select that point in the middle, then enable soft selection. I will set this to DOM, so that it's going to give us a softer transition. Then we are going to need something like that. Let's go over here and move this up. All right, that was easy. I will turn this off, the soft selection, move this back, then right click, connect objects and delete. I will go into edge mode. But before doing that, I need to delete these polygons. Now I will go into edge mode, double click, and select Chainsaw tool, hold down shift. Oh no, you don't need to hold down shift. Just connect these edges to the edges. So just connect these edges. Okay, I think it's time to add supporting edges. Let's group them first. I will call this bottle and this one add. And let's see. Yeah, because of that pole, that loop cut is not gonna give me what I want. So in such cases, I need to grab these edges and clone them down or up. Same here. Okay, then we are gonna hit something here and here. I will hit Q. Yeah, looks perfect. Hold and control, scale these in. Then hold and control, move these in. And add these supporting edges. Okay, the rest is gonna be quite easy. So hold and control, move these down, then drop in a loop cut here, then select these polygons, split them out, and scale them up. I will select all the polygons, scale, use extrude tool, enable key absorption. Okay. I don't think we need to have these polygons, just delete them, then add these supporting edges. Let me solo this. I will go back to the proportional one. Okay, I will do the same. UNP, select them all. I will use normal move tool, scale them up, then hold down control, scale them in. Another one, move them down, then these edges should be right on the polygons. Okay, let's scale these in by holding control and add these supporting edges. Yeah, this object is supposed to be a little bit rounder, especially these edges. So I will bevel them one time. Then add these edges in. Okay, let's enable sub D. And here we go. Let me select this object because that part caught my attention. So I believe we are gonna need a loop cut. So I will hold down control and clone these out. Then I will hold down shift, select these edges and move them out just a little bit. That should smooth out that section, but we should keep it subtle, not too much. Yeah, something like that. Then I will check the normals of these objects. So select them all, and yes, this one we need to flip it. So select all these polygons and click on the reverse normals. All right, the last thing I want to do is add in an FFT deformer because the bottom section of this bottle looking too, narrow. So I will hold down shift, add this one in and go into points mode and select these bottom points of the FFT and scale them up. Let's turn this on and off. Okay, now let's apply this deformer. Perfect. Oh, actually, I need to go back because I will need to scale these points on the X. Now I will just try to scale this on the Z. Okay, that's gonna be enough. Let's apply this again, connect objects and delete, enable this, and here we go. I think that's gonna be it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something new. Also, I am thinking about making a video about how to, unwrap this bottle because it is looking quite challenging. If you are interested, just let me know and I will see you in the next tutorials. Bye.